Busy weekend just gone. But you know, it's still time to go wild. It's the Time to Go Wild Radio podcast for another week. Of course, we are available via YouTube and Podbean, also picked up by Google and Amazon Podcasts. If you want to contact us throughout the week, you can do Facebook or Twitter.com/TTGW Radio. Email ttgwradio@outlook.com or text 07849 767 It was one busy night at Planet Ice Widnes, and an emotional one as well. Time to catch up. It's time to go wild. Hello everyone, welcome to another Time to Go Wild Radio podcast. And what a weekend it was at Planet Ice Widnes, particularly on Sunday. As you can hear, my voice is a little croakier for two reasons. One, I seem to have contracted a little bit of a cold, and also I think it was quite an emotional day and an emotional night for one rather little player who's had only a teeny weeny part. Teeny weeny part. Yeah. No. Big part in the history of the YKK, Widnes Wild, and its other guises. Of course, we're talking about Lee Kemp. We'll be addressing that a little bit later on. Of course, it was great to see him with the C. Unfortunately, our captain would have been Tom Jackson. He's out injured, but definitely a fitting way to let him finish his time with us at the Widnes Wild. Let him have the C, and he's just been part of the squad, part of the team, and I say a teeny part. I'm joking. He's been a huge part of the history, the current, the past, the present. It's just a shame he's not going to be around in the future, but he won't be a stranger. But first, as usual, rather than dwelling on that just yet, we'll do the usual bit. Time to round up the fixtures and the results of the last weekend from the main leagues we follow. Starting off with Elite Ice Hockey League action from Friday. We go to the beginning, and it's Manchester Storm 1, Coventry Blaze 5, Nottingham Panthers 1, 5 Flyers 6. On Saturday, Belfast Giants 2, Manchester Storm 5, Sheffield Steelers 2, Cardiff Devils 3, Dundee Stars 4, Nottingham Panthers 5 after overtime, Coventry Blaze 4, Guildford Flames 5, 5 Flyers 2, Glasgow Clan 3. On Sunday, Belfast Giants 4, Manchester Storm 5, Coventry Blaze 5, Sheffield Steelers 4 after a shootout, Guildford Flames 5, Glasgow Clan 3, Cardiff Devils 4, Cardiff Devils 6, Dundee Stars 4. Planet Ice NIHL National League from Saturday, Basingstoke Bison 6, Telford Tigers 2, Bristol Pitbulls 0, Leeds Knights 3, Milton Keynes Lightning 0, Sheffield Steel Dogs 3, Raiders 3, Peterborough Phantoms 5, Swindon Wildcats 7, Hull Seahawks 3. On Sunday, Bees 1, Basingstoke Bison 7, Hull Seahawks 1, Bristol Pitbulls 5, Leeds Knights 1, Swindon Wildcats 4, Peterborough Phantoms 10, Raiders 7. Telford Tigers 3, Sheffield Steel Dogs 6. Move to the NIHL Division 2 North Laidler, because they only had 3 games this weekend. On Saturday, Bradford Bulldogs 6, Altrincham Aces 3. Hull Jets 5, Sheffield Titans 3. Telford Tigers NIHL 2 5, Coventry NIHL Blaze 4. Some rec hockey results first. On Saturday, we had Cheshire Pistons 9, Sheffield Mavericks 9. I was in attendance for that one. Cracking game. And finally, we moved back to NIHL Division 1 North Morley on Saturday. Solway Sharks 8, Billingham Stars 0. On Sunday, Billingham Stars 6, Blackburn Hawks 3. Solihull Barons 7, Sheffield Scimitars 0. Widnes Wild 3, Solway Sharks 4 after overtime. And that rounds up the main sets of results we have for you this week. Of course, more on the next podcast. But still, plenty to come. Well, it was an emotional night, but after the game, I caught up with our Player of the Month, voted for by the fans online. It was Callum Ruddick, and we also had a gate crasher. And this is what both of them had to say. An end-to-end thriller at Planet Ice Widnes. YKK Widnes Wild were taking on the Solway Sharks in one heck of a game. I've got our Player of the Month with me tonight, Callum Ruddick. Well, Callum, what a game that was.
Yeah, it's a bit gutting in the room right now. We just took probably best team in league, so overtime we probably should have won it. So, yeah, not ideal, but we got a point on the night, so just disappointing.
I mean, points make places, points are important any time, and against a team as strong as that, nobody, I think, would have predicted that result. I mean, right at the 9 seconds of regulation as well, it was so tight.
Yeah, we had a goal off Hez that's questionable that got ruled out. Yeah, it's just disappointing. I don't think many teams are going to take points off them this season, if I'm perfectly honest, and we're going to have a good account of ourselves, so, yeah.
I think the only other team so far really to take any points has been Whitley Bay, so, that's a point gained, I would say, definitely.
Yeah, depends how you look at it. In there's Danger Room's disappointed, but, Whitley, Solway, always top 2, so, yeah.
That's the key thing. You played a full 60 minutes, played 63 minutes really, and in the end, that 3-on-3 overtime, it can go either way.
Yeah, it's good for the fans as well, I guess. It's exciting. I wouldn't mind the penalty shots, but yeah, I don't mind it.
I mean, penalty shots is always a lottery.
Yeah, I've got a good record.
Well, in terms of yourself, I mean, you're one of our original players. You've had a little break, been elsewhere, you've come back. How's things feeling with this squad?
Yeah, it's nice to come back here. Obviously playing with close mates. Yeah, good fit in the room, and I'm enjoying back being at home, I guess. I'm gonna
address sort of, I'll say, the elephant in the room. It's the departure of the big man, the Sheriff Lee Kemp. It was a tough game for him. You've played alongside him for a number of years here and against him. What can you say about him?
Top lad, just top guy, team first. He loves this club, and seeing what it meant to him, and he's a top lad. He'll be missed, but I think he'll still be down at games. He's already said he's coming presentation, so we'll have a few beers with him, and yeah, but he will be missed. He's a big part of the team. Just like this idiot here, Michael Gilbert.
Oh, bless him. Oh, he's just gate crashed. Mikey, that I was just saying to Callum, that was a big game. Just a few words on your thoughts on that. It was a shame it didn't quite go to plan, but a point's a point, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a cracking game. I think we just proved that we can actually, when we perform, we can compete with the best. Because they are a really good team. There was stints where we were playing really good hockey, and then we weathered the storm, and then just a couple of little things towards the end that they capitalised on. But I think we just need to use it as a learning curve to obviously build on the next games against them and the better teams when we are playing good opposition.
Management as well.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good overall, and I think it was a really good send-off for our loyal servant, Kempy. He will be missed by far. He's a big character in the room, big character on the ice, and he makes some good friends here. So yeah, he will be missed, and I won't be able to do my chant for him anymore. Kempy!
See what I mean? The little man's gonna miss him, little Mikey Gilbert, bless him. But so Callum, it's a big step is this league in morally. It's been a busy year so far. Still plenty of hockey to play, and next week it's against some of your old mates as well. Yeah. Blackburn.
Yeah, there's only a few mates left. Everyone else went, so yeah, maybe someone will take a visor on and take the cage off, not run the mouth as much.
It's always a busy one against Blackburn. We have a nice love-hate relationship with them, and you know the way they play and the deep down the spirit of that dressing room and that club.
Do you know what? I've got a lot of respect for the club, and Gratz and Carl, first class with me, Charles, and obviously Lucia last year. For the club, I've got a whole lot of respect, and it don't really matter. Next Saturday we're having that trophy. There's nothing more certain.
It's a one-goal game, so anything can happen. We've seen this happen time and time again. Aggregate score.
Lee Pollitt. He's busy in Hull, that guy.
Oh, a former Wild teammate and Blackburn teammate, Lee Pollitt, yeah.
Yeah, he's busy playing in Big Boy League now, so he don't have time for me anymore. I've tried to get him out for a beer, but he's a keen athlete now.
Oh, well, that's the thing when you go up to National League. You do have to, give a bit more time, but, you never know. He might be back in your good books soon.
Yeah, we'll get a beer over Christmas, definitely.
Oh, well, I mean, Lee's been a big character both here and at Blackburn and at Altrincham, I think.
Yeah, he was at Altley for a bit as well. He's a top lad. He's great. He plays with his heart on sleeve, and yeah, so he's doing good things in Hull. But yeah.
Well, just to sort of round up tonight and into next week. It was almost going to be one game next week, but we've got this now two-legged cup competition due to the changes in the fixtures. It's still something to play for.
A trophy's a trophy. How you look at it, people might say it's not a big trophy. Guess what? It's still a trophy, and Blackburn a bit same thing. They want that trophy as much as us, and I mean, I think I want it a bit more than everyone. I've got my daughter being born next week, so it'll be a nice, obviously I come back to play with Ken as well, and it'll mean a bit to win something with him.
Oh, well, congratulations for next week. We hope everything goes well and everyone's healthy and safe.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Well, on that note, I'm going to let you rest up, get ready for next time. We'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for joining me.
Cheers, pal. Thank you.
Thanks, Callum. Mikey Gilbert there being his usual self, gate crashing the interview. Oh, my head's all in a spin. Did my feet touch the ground this weekend? I'm quoting songs now. It was an emotional night, and what a game. First, to focus on the actual game. I mean, Solway getting off the mark very quick, getting in there with a score, Widnes equalising, all the way tight, Widnes finally taking a lead, then Solway come back, right in the dying seconds. Solway managed to get that equaliser. And, of course, it throws you into overtime, 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. It is all about composure. It's all about pressure. It's all about, keeping hold of the puck. In the end, it was Solway that had the pressure pay off. Puck goes in. They come away with the 2 points. But your YKK Widnes Wild get a point. Now, most people would have probably said, oh, who knows what we'll get. But that was a point very much well earned. And you could tell just how much Solway were fighting for it by their reaction at the end of the game. It was sad because it was a big night as well, as we all were there, because we'd seen the news earlier in the week about the big man, the Sheriff, our number 15. He's been the only number 15 for the Widnes Wild. Our very own Lee Kemp has decided it's time to move on for umpteen reasons. And, well, what can I say? It was an emotional night. Everything was set to make sure things were presented at the end of the game. Of course, he got the MVP, and why not? It's not just a one-off for Lee. He has shown commitment. He's shown desire. He's shown passion. He's played through adverse, injury, everything. He's given so much time, so much effort. He's been loved by the fans over the years, young and old. He's looked after players. He's been there. If I'm not mistaken, it was one of our previous coaches, Ollie Barron, who coined the name the Sheriff on him. Is it because he was from Nottingham? Maybe. Is it because he would look after the guys? He was there at the back. Probably that as well. And I mean, I knew Lee before he joined the Wild. He was a member of staff at the rink. He was one of our Widnes Wildcats, as the interview will allude to. And what can I say? Great guy, always helpful, always had a smile, always gave his all, and it was so emotional how you turn a 6'4", 6'5" burly guy into a weeping wreck. It shows, seeing his reaction at the end of the game showed how much passion he has, showed how emotional it was, and it was great to see fans staying around to wish Lee well. And we managed to catch up for a few words. We've had umpteen video interviews, I should say, over the past few years, but we got one last one, and well, this is what we got to talk about.
Well, a few final words, because for the last time here as a Widnes Wild player, I have to use the phrase, hello, Sheriff.
Thank you, yeah.
Well, it's been a roller coaster of the time here with us at the Widnes Wild. You've been with us since season 2. Yeah. You were also a member of rink staff originally. You're a member of the Wildcats as well. Mm-hmm. And you've put your heart and soul into this club over the years. And I think I speak on behalf of all the fans, supporters of this club, and say thank you for everything you've given to us.
Yeah, it's I'm gutted to be leaving. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honour to be part of, such an up and coming club as Widnes. We win trophies each year, which is always nice. But a big shout out probably to coaches that gave me chances over the years, players that I've played with. Like, I love them all to bits, and as you say, the fans. Like, over the years, they've done so much for me privately. For the team, and it just means so much to me individually. Like, I couldn't ask for much more from a fan base. Never really had that before, so they really are some of the best I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, big massive thank you.
I mean, the number 15 will be with us in our hearts. You've shown commitment in so many different ways. You've given everything. I remember playoffs the other year. You'd done your wrist, and I see you walking around, and it's like, where's the pot? And what was your response? Did you cut it off?
I cut it. I had a cast on Monday, cut it off on Thursday, and played Saturday, Sunday. So it's just who I am, Injuries, unless they physically stop me, I'm going to play through anything. It's just who I am as a player. It's never going to change.
I mean, I was just looking at you going, well, hockey player, what do you get? You get that kind of commitment. You can't ask for more. And we've seen the passion, we've seen the desire, we've seen the will to win, we've seen everything from you. And as I'm saying, I can't say thank you much more than that, Lee.
No, you know what you get with me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'll do anything for the boys. Anything for anyone, and yeah, I guess it's one of those kind of things where you don't know what to say. But just a massive thank you to every single person that's been involved in my life whilst I've been at Widnes, and it's just a massive thank you. I'd love to do it in saying them to the faces, and I've done a few tonight, and the ones that maybe will hear this, they know who they are. So yeah, massive thank you again.
I mean, I've seen you home and away. You've been a rocking D. You've been a sheriff in terms of you fought the fights, had the battles. had your oppositions, and then had a good laugh in the sin bin afterwards with them. And, it's been proper hockey.
Yeah, it's like they say, what happens on the ice stays on the ice when you get off your best mates, and that's how I've always been taught since I was a junior. So, I'll take all the hits and the fights and whatever it is on the ice and have a bevy with someone in the pub afterwards and just crack on, That's what hockey players are. We're all just lovable guys, really.
Well, I mean, you could see the emotions tonight in the final presentation. And, yeah, I can understand how overwhelming it is all these years with us. Once a wild one. Lee Kemp, you are always still, for all of us, a wild one. Time to go wild. You are a wild one. You've been a part of a Widnes Wild, and you always will be in our hearts. So, thank you.
Cheers, mate. I appreciate it. Always what you've done for me personally as well, and all the chats and that. So, thank you as well, and yeah, just thank you for everything. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Lee Kemp, thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Once again, thanks, Lee. And it was. I'm just so pleased. Hopefully, I've been able to just say a few things and a few thank yous on behalf of all the fans out there who've come along, seen Lee play, work, fight, be it just playing or fight to defend. In whatever way he has, he's travelled miles and miles for our team, the YKK Widnes Wild. He joined the team back in the second season, which was back in, oh my goodness gracious, back in the 2014-15 season. Same season we also picked up Danny Bullock. And both of those guys were playing for the then Widnes Wildcats. And Lee has been our one and only number 15 all the way through. And, well, he's not going to be stopping playing. He is going to continue playing. But circumstances are such that he's moving on from Widnes. He has travelled a lot of mileage. I know you've been travelling up from Nottingham sometimes, or quite a bit of the time for training. It's a long way, and it shows how much commitment and passion a lot of the players around our club, but a lot of the clubs in the country do, just to play a sport that they love, and and then they go to work the next day, and that is why. At this level of the NIHL Division 1 and Division 2 in particular, these guys are travelling a long distance, Saturdays and Sundays, midweek for training, and they're still going to work. And it's fabulous. And they do appreciate everyone turning up at rinks around the country to support them. And it makes such a big difference. They do it because they love it. We go and watch because we love watching hockey, and we support and treasure their efforts. So, without dragging this bit out, it's sad when players move on. But Lee, from me as well, on a personal note, thank you. We're gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss seeing you around. You're a great guy. You've been a great character. You've been one of the foundation parts of the club from the second season. You helped build the club, and the best of wishes and the best of luck to you for your future wherever it takes you. But don't be a stranger. As I said at the end of the interview, once a wild one, especially for someone like yourself and the guys who've been around from the very start. You're always a wild one in our books. Now moving on, I think it's time for a couple of items of news. And our news this week takes us actually to disciplinary news. Well, of course, we've got new players coming into the team all the time for the Widnes Wild, but this time our news actually is from the IHA, and they've got a couple of disciplinary updates rather than playing the sound of the police. And the league have issued penalties to 4 NIHL Division 1 teams for failing to supply game videos as per the rules of competition. So Chelmsford Chieftains, Invicta Dynamos, Solvent Devils and Whitley Warriors have all been fined for failing to produce a copy of the game, a video of the game. And that is under Rule 12.3, teams are required to video all their games and should ensure that the footage can be provided to the relevant sections of the EIHA upon request. So, oh dear. Well, having been a videographer for many years, I know how important these things are. Another one, that was from last week. Another one from that was from the 30th of November. This one is from the 2nd of December. And it is an update on a penalty from a National League game. And the penalty was regarding a match penalty received by Jason Silverthorne of the Telford Tigers for a check to the head in the game between Telford and the Bees on the 27th of November. And many of you may have seen clips of the video online. And it says, following the video review, the match penalty was downgraded to a minor. The NIHL discipline panel have determined that Silverthorne was slowing in front of the goal with his back to the netminder. The player reacted to the shot and made contact with the netminder in the head. However, this play did not meet the criteria for a match penalty. The team were notified of the review and the results on Wednesday. So there we go. I mean, sometimes penalties go up, sometimes they go down based on the reviews. So anything can happen. Right. That's enough of the naughty step. Time to look at the tables. First off, the Elite League. And a little bit of a move around, we can say. As we go down to 10th position. At the moment, it's still Glasgow Clan, 22 games and 13 points. Dundee Stars in 9th, 22 games and 15 points. Manchester Storm picking up 4 very valuable points this weekend on the road in Belfast and playing 3 games, having played Coventry on the Friday. They're now in 8th, 19 games, 15 points. Fife are in 7th, 22 games, 16 points. Nottingham Panthers in 6th, 19 games, 16 points. Belfast Giants 5th, 19 games, 24 points. Cardiff Devils in 4th, 20 games, 28 points. Sheffield Steelers in 3rd, 19 games, 28 points. Coventry Blaze in 2nd, 23 games, 31 points. But pulling out quite a gap at the top of the table, Guildford Flames, 21 games, 37 points. That's the current Elite League standings. Moving to the Planet Ice National League now. Hull Seahawks still in 11th position, 24 games and 6 points. Bees in 10th, 23 games, 12 points. 9th position, Bristol Pitbulls, 23 games, 15 points. Basingstoke Bison in 8th, 22 games and 17 points. Raiders in 7th, 22 games, 19 points. Telford in 6th, 25 games, 22 points. Swindon Wildcats in 5th, 22 games, 27 points. Sheffield Steel Dogs in 4th, 22 games and 31 points. The Milton Keynes Lightning, 3rd, 22 games, 35 points. And tying in points, but separated probably on games played at the moment, it's Peterborough Phantoms in 2nd, 23 games I should say, Peterborough Phantoms, 23 games, 40 points. But Leeds Knights at number 1, 22 games and 40 points. So top 4 separated by 9. Bit of a gap starting to open up in the mid-table in the National League. We shall move to D2 North Laidler now. 8th position, Nottingham Lions NIHL 2 in 8th, 12 games and 7 points. The Bradford Bulldogs picking up some points this weekend. In 7th place, 12 games and 8 points. Coventry NIHL Blaze in 6th, 14 games and 9 points. Sheffield Titans in 5th, 14 games, 11 points. Sutton Sting in 4th, 14 games, 14 points. Altrincham Aces in 3rd, 13 games, also on 14 points. Well, the Hull Jets in 2nd, 12 games and 22 points. And the Telford Tigers NIHL 2 in the top spot with 15 games and 28 points. Now, there's a gap of a few points between Telford and Hull, but that's pretty close. And then a bit of a gap opening with Altrincham and Sutton level on points. So, sort of starting to break away a little bit in D2 North Laidler. Division 1 North Morley table for old Wild fans out there. At the moment, 9th position with the Sheffield Scimitars, 15 games and only 1 point. The D-side Dragons still on hiatus, still with 6 games and 2 points. Nottingham Lions in 7th, 14 games and 8 points. Blackburn Hawks in 6th, 15 games, 10 points. Solihull Barons in 5th, 13 games, 15 points. Widnes Wild in 4th, 14 games, 17 points. Bellingham Stars in 3rd, 17 games, 22 points. Whitley Warriors in 2nd, 15 games, 25 points. And the Solway Sharks at the top, 17 games and 31 points. So it's actually very tight between Solihull and Widnes in 4th and 5th. A little bit of a gap between Solihull and Blackburn. But the top 3 starting to break away a little bit there. But Widnes and Solihull have games in hand on both Billingham and Solway. So, also Whitley having a couple of games in hand as well. So, things can move around a little bit. Pick up a point here, drop a point there. And anything can happen. Well, that's that little bit. Our last little segment now, of course. We shall do the up and coming fixtures. Couple of weeks just to go until Christmas now, and then things take a little bit of a break. So some up and coming fixtures for the next couple of weekends. Saturday, the 10th of December, Grimsby Under-18s will be hosting Widnes Under-18s at 2 p.m. And we have the YKK Widnes Wild hosting the Blackburn Hawks, still scheduled at 5:30 p.m. That's the North Cup we're doing. And please remember, that is also Air the Bear. That is the Air the Bear game and the Christmas Jumper game. This Saturday, Planet Ice Widnes, 5:30 p.m. Widnes Wild against Blackburn Hawks. It is the Air the Bear game, and it's also our Christmas Jumper game, so get your Christmas jumpers out. On Sunday, Leeds Under-18s host the Widnes Under-18s at 3 p.m. And the Blackburn Hawks host your YKK Widnes Wild in league action up in Blackburn at 6 p.m. We also have late night rec hockey action. Halton Huskies will be playing the Bradford Ice Wolves 9 p.m. at Planet Ice Widnes. Saturday 17th of December, Widnes Under-16s will be hosting the Nottingham Under-16s at 4:20, followed by our Under-18s hosting Grimsby's Under-18s at 6 p.m. And then on Sunday 18th of December, Sheffield Under-16s host Widnes Under-16s at 3:10. And the Solihull Barons will host the YKK Widnes Wild at 3:30 p.m. So that's the Sunday the 18th of December. So, usual little bits now. Of course, if you want anything to do with your YKK Widnes Wild, check them out, widneswild.co.uk. Social media outlets, Facebook or twitter.com/WidnesWild. Instagram is Instagram.com/WidnesWildOfficial. And our YouTube page, youtube.com/WidnesWild Ice Hockey Club. Of course, via the website, you get the information on own and loan shirts, tickets, and our sponsor information, and also a lot of the away travel is advertised through the social media outlets. Also, we have to thank a very valuable part. You, our fans, And also our sponsors. And not forgetting them. So don't forget about our sponsors. A big thank you to all of them. Title sponsor YKK. Home Penalty Box sponsored by Fresco Environmental. And our additional sponsors: Sprakes and Son of Widnes, MPG Maintenance Property Services, Cross-Check Clothing, Puck Drop, University of Salford, and our charity, the Halton Haven Hospice. And of course, Halton Haven were at the game at the weekend, and they had their raffle, and they were doing carols and all kinds of other bits and bobs around the rink. And of course, we hope they had a good time. So as you can gather, my throat is rather dry, rather sore, and my voice is a couple of octaves deeper than normal. Well, it was a busy weekend last weekend. We've got another busy weekend coming up with home and away games against Blackburn. We've got Christmas jumpers, we've got Air the Bear, and don't forget, if you are bringing any teddies, if possible, where you can, put them in some kind of plastic bag, because they'll go onto the ice and we don't want them getting wet and damaged. And they will then get donated to charity, and you will of course see them being passed out on the social media outlets. Well, that about rounds up another Time to Go Wild radio podcast. On a personal note, one last time, Lee Kemp, our sheriff. And why do I say sheriff? If you've watched the film Blazing Saddles, you'll understand where that comes from. Thank you for everything. You've been fabulous. You've been entertaining. You've been a friend. You've, to all of us, I can't really say much more without stumbling over my words. The best of luck for the future. We're going to miss you, but don't be a stranger. In the meantime, wherever you get your hockey, wherever you get your sports, enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves, and make sure it's going to be fun. Make sure you have fun. That's the key thing. From the Time to Go Wild radio podcast from another week, look after yourselves. I'll catch you next time. Till then, ta-ra.